Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Engineer Junction. In this video, we are going to discuss about Unit 3 of IoT Part 2. Okay, in Part 1 we discussed all the basics and all the information about Python language. So in this video, we are going to cover the remaining topics of IoT Python. So let's get started. Date time operations in Python. So what are the operations? Some operations are present while date and time operations in Python. What are those? We will discuss. Python has an inbuilt module named date time. So Python has an inbuilt, it already predefined, pre-built module is there, that is nothing but the date and time, date time. So to deal with the dates and times in numerous ways. So numerous ways we are going to deal with the dates and times. There are 6 main objects classes with their respective components in the date time module. These are the 6 different types of modules which are related to the date and time. So what are those operations? Well, in Python language we have date time operations, right? So that this has divided into 6 types. Date time dot date, date time dot time. So that date time dot date is it will give the output as date of current date, and time is current time. So whenever we are performing any operations in Python using date time operations, in that date time dot time is represent what is the exact time of at particular time. So that will shows the output for the user. Date time dot date time. So date and time, date as well as time, both will define in this object. Next, date time dot tjinfo. So time jinfo. So what are the information about time that will that all will gives the output for this date time operation. Next, date time delta. Time delta is nothing but it is also time, but it will give some complexity of delta is there, right? So complex data will be produced as output. Next, date time dot time zone. What are the time zones present in the Python in the presence of date time? So these are the 6 different types operations in Python. Date time dot date, it is a syntax. Date time dot data of year, month, day. It will produce after performing date time date, it will give the year, month and day. These all details will give as the date time operation in Python. Okay, next we will move to the classes. A class in OOPS language we know that classes and objects are common. In this topic only I will cover object also, because class is nothing but a blueprint or template of an object, right? So what is object? Object is a real-time entity, right? So a class in a Python is a user-defined template for creating objects. So to create objects we need a user-defined template. I already told that what is a class is a blueprint of object or template of object, right? So whenever we need to call some class by using method only, we can call that class. In that class we have some member functions, member methods and all there. So by using object only we can call them through the class object, right? So it bundles the data and function together. I already told the class is nothing but a combination of data types, data and functions together, making it easier to manage and use them. So by using object we have some major what we can say major uses and major managing. First of all, managing. What is mean by manage? How can we call in a class and all we will discuss. We all those all are nothing but the managerial classes in the Python. Okay, classes are created using class keyword. We know that what is class keyword in Java, in C++, all there. Okay, attributes and are variables defined inside the class. So variables and member variables, member functions, this all is consist of a class, right? So here we have one class. So how to define a class? See, class is a keyword. Class name is dog. Here we take it. Okay, class name is dog. So in that one variable or one member data is there. Okay, variable, I think variable, it is a string type of variable. Okay, variable name is sound. The variable consists of bark is nothing but a string. Next, how to call this. I need some sound, right? So whenever I will create one object for this class, then it is easy to what we can say, it is easy to call the sound of dog. Okay, sound, how it will sound like that. We have to create one object for this dog1, whatever it may be. Okay, dog1 equals to which class? Dog, right? So dog, print dog1 dot sound. So dog1 is an object of dog class. So it automatically directly it will go to the this class, and I am calling dog1 dot sound. So wherever the sound is present, this will give the output. So the output is bark. Okay, this is how classes and objects are related in a Python. Not only in Python, in every language, oops language we have. Okay, what are the classes and what are the objects, right? So next, packages of Python JSON summary. JSON is nothing but JavaScript object notation. Okay, so how the packages of Python are going to summarize with the JSON, JavaScript object notation. Okay, next, it makes working with JSON. JSON is nothing but, as I already told, the JavaScript object notation. Data easy. Okay, with JSON is easy. Okay, it converts between Python objects like dictionary and list and JSON string or files. Okay, it converts between Python objects like dictionary, lists are there, right? In data types we discussed, right? So that's all, and in JSON strings or files, these all are the combines. That is nothing but the packages of Python JSON summary. There are some key functions are present in the JSON summary. We will discuss all those things. Okay. JSON.dumps, it is a function. Okay, JSON.dumps, JSON.loads, JSON.dump, JSON.load. What is JSON.loads? Here we are repeating, right? So how it will call, and what are the different types in the different ways in the JSON with the packages of some Python we will discuss. JSON dumps has occur in two ways. So one is the conversion of Python object to the JSON string. So whenever we are creating some object in Python and it is converted to the JSON string, that is nothing but the JSON dumps. And one more JSON dumps is quietly opposite. Okay, it is in the form of string, right? Here file, that's it. Python object is converted to JSON file. Okay, here file, here string, that's it. That is the difference between these two. That is nothing but both are same, but here conversion is two different types. Okay, next, JSON loads is nothing but it is loading the JSON string to the Python object. So it is quietly opposite. So JSON here coming and Python object is here. So it is quietly opposite. Loads means loading JSON string to the Python. So from JSON to Python we are loading. Where come to the dumps, objects are coming to the JSON strings. Okay, next, here also same, JSON file to the Python object. Okay, next, JSON is a common format for data data exchange, especially in web APIs. Okay, next, so this package is essential for many Python programs. It lets you easily send and receive JSON data. By using these functions, these key functions, we can receive and send the data from Python to JSON to Python. Okay, next, what is the main theme of packages of Python JSON summary? We will discuss. Use the JSON Python to encode. Okay, Python to JSON we are going to encoding is nothing but conversion of Python to JSON, and decode is nothing but JSON to Python. That is what these key functions, right? These key functions all are doing that process only. Okay, encoding and decoding. Okay, next topic is XML. What is XML? Extendable markup language, right? Markup language. Okay, Python offers built-in and third-party libraries for working with XML, extendable markup language data. So while working with the XML in Python, we have some built-in and again and also third-party libraries also we are using. So what are those? What is that? And we will see. Okay, see, built-in XML dot e3 dot elementary tree. E3 is nothing but the elementary tree. Okay, this is a built-in way of XML with the Python, good for basic XML parsing and creation. For this is only for basic. Okay, basic XML parsing and creation of XML. This built-in XML dot e3 element tree is nothing but for only for just basics and creation. Okay, it is including in Python, so no extra installation is needed. It is already built in, right? So whenever we are downloading some Python, then automatically in that only it is embedded, right? Next, use it for simple tasks. Okay, it is just for simple tasks. So coming to the third party, it is for more powerful than this built-in. Third party, in third party also we can download Python XML, right? So that is a second way. See, a more powerful and efficient library. It is a more powerful and efficient library for XML in Python. It is faster, especially for large XML files. So whenever we are doing work with large XML, then it is useful. Third party. Okay. Next, and supports XPath for complex data queries. You will need to install it. Use this for performance sensitive or complex XML handling. So whenever there is a complex, is nothing but large big file is there, XML file. So on that time we are not supposed to do with built-in. Why? Because that is I already told that is just for a basics, simple tasks only we can perform, like simple less memory of file and simple tasks, whichever the tasks are present in the XML with Python, those all will combined and it will do in the built-in. But whenever it comes to the big and large, then it will go, we can prefer to the third party XML. Okay, third party. Okay, next, both libraries and allows you to parse XML. What is parse is nothing but a passing, it's nothing but a flowing. Okay, passing is nothing but, okay, parse XML, read XML data from files or strings. It can read, passing, right? So reading XML data from files or strings. Parse is nothing but reading and passing. Okay, parsing is nothing but that. Next, navigate XML. Navigate means access elements and attributes within the XML structure. What are the attributes and elements are present in the XML structure? Those all we can access, we can work, we can do with the we can do work with the attributes and all by using navigate XML. Next, create XML. Build new XML document. Creation is nothing but new. We can build a new XML document by using third party. There are some built-in also there, right? I already told that is only for just for only for basics. This is the third party. If you are doing simple XML work, elementary tree is fine. For performance of our complex tasks, we can use third party. Okay, that's it. Next, HTTP library. Next topic is HTTP library. What is HTTP library? Hypertext Transport Protocol library. It is also present in the Python. Why? Because the Python is having front end and back end, right? In server also we can use Python. By using Python language we can access the server. So URL library dot request. Whenever we are passing some request to the server, then URL, by using URL link, URL library is a HTTP library. Okay, a standard Python library for making URL link request. It is decent for simple get request, get and post, we know, right? So what are the get and what are the posts? These all are come under the server basis. Okay, HTTP requests fetching data, it can fetch the data. Next, handles basic authentication and some other features. It can handle with the some other features and Authentication is nothing but checking, verifying whether the user given username and password both are same or not. If anything wrong or anything else, then they are not allowed to the particular, what we can say, particular website or web page. Those all will come under the HTTP library. Okay, what are the requests? Third party and highly recommended. So the most popular and generally preferred HTTP library for Python, this is the request. So we are going to requesting something from the web server, right? So by using get, post, post methods, operators also we can say. Next, it is much more user friendly than URL library. It requests, right? So URL library, I already told that, right? What is URL library? URL library request, I now only I told, right? So that is the third part request is user friendly than URL library. Request handles complex requests, post, put, delete, etc. So these all are the operations of server or databases. Okay, sessions, cookies, and more very cleanly. Install it with pip install request. We can install by using pip install request. To install any Python libraries, we can use pip install, okay, only. Okay, now next, HTTP client. HTTP client is a built-in and low level. Okay, a low level library for interacting with HTTP server. You have to manage connections and request response details yourself. Rarely used directly except for very specialized needs. So whenever a client want to interact with the HTTP library or server, it may be by using HTTP library. It is a built-in, okay, and it is a low level library for interacting with HTTP servers. We can use the http.client. Okay, by for using low level for interacting with HTTP server. A user want to interact with the server means it is a low level, right? That is all about the HTTP library. So we have request, URL library request third party highly recommended, and HTTP library, and some other libraries are there. AIO HTTP, asynchronous HTTP, one more library, and HTTPX. This is not mandatory, but just for your reference I written. Okay, next, for almost all the common HTTP task request in the best and easiest option, use library request only if you absolutely can't install external library. Avoid HTTP client unless you need a very low level control. HTTP, I already told that HTTP client is for low level, right? So we can avoid that. Okay, next topic is URL library. So URL is nothing but, we know that for every website or web pages we have some specific link or specific number is there. That is nothing but the URL. It deals with the URLs and related tasks. It have some different types of operations are there. What are those? URL library dot request, URL library dot parse, URL library dot error, URL library dot robot parser, URL library dot that's it. These all are nothing but the URL library. What are those? We will discuss. It deals with URLs and related tasks. URL library request, it is a one operation. So we are going to request, we are requesting something from URL. This is a primary module for making HTTP requests. It is what you will use most often. It handles opening HTTP responses. Think of it as the workhorse for getting stuff from the web. So whatever the user want to explore and whatever the needs which require for the user, those all will request from the URL request. So we are entering into the Google Chrome and we are searching for something, right? Those all data is going to present in the server. How we are going to request? We are sending some request by using URL, right? It is a for example, this is a user. By using application we can interact with the server. So what is the server? Server is a collection of data, and whatever the user wants to request, it will give the response. Okay, this is nothing but the by using URL library. URL library has some specific what we can say operations are there. That is nothing but the request. Okay, next operation is url.parse. url.parse. This module is parsing URL into their components and for constructing URLs. For constructing URLs, we are going to parsing some URLs. We are parsing some URLs to constructing new URL. Okay, new URL. For new URL, we are parsing something. Okay, next URL error. What is the URL error? URL library. Okay, error. Whenever some errors are there, for example, there are some exception classes are there, so those all are raised by URL library request. Whenever we are sending some request, if any error occurs while entering or while passing some request to the server, then the exception class or exception library error will be become. Next, URL robot parser. This is also a parser method. This module for parsing robot.txt files, for only for the robot.txt files we are using this robot parser. Next, URL library dot request. This all we know, right? Up to here enough. Okay, and these all again I repeatedly written, so don't confuse. Up to here enough. Okay, next SMTP. What is SMTP? SMTP library. Okay, this is also one of the library. SMTP library. So what is SMTP library? We'll discuss. SMTP library module used for sending emails via SMTP. For sending emails to the users from one user to another user, we are using SMTP library module. Okay, SMTP is nothing but the simple mail transfer protocol. Simple mails are we are going to transfer from one to another, right? So that is nothing but the simple mail transfer protocol. Here is a summary. What is the SMTP library? This is a Python built-in library for interacting with SMTP server. It allows connect to an SMTP server, send mails, handle authentication. By using authentic username password, we have some for everyone Gmail there, right? So how we know that this is our we are entering to another mobile or device and we are login to the our Gmail. Why? Why? Because and how it is working is by using authentication. If the password is wrong, then it is not that is not allowed to us, right? So same like so simple mail transfer protocol. Next, key concepts. What are the key concepts are there in the SMTP? This is the last topic, I think. So SMTP server, a server that handles sending emails. So its server is nothing but server is for sending emails to one user to another user. And port, the port number, thus SMTP server listens for on usually 587 is the number port number for everything, that is a URL number, unique number. So for every sending mail for anything, we have some specific 587. Next, authentication, providing credential to the SMTP server. We are providing some username and password. According to that, they will check and they will verify that is that correct user or not. If that password or username wrong, then we are not able to allow to that particular email. Okay, this is nothing but a simple just we are passing or sending. Generally we are sending mails to the friends or family members, right? So those all will come under the SMTP. From and to address, we are sending a recipient email address. From in email we generally we in email address we have from and to address, right? So from whom we are sending and to whom we are sending, from whom we are sending and to whom you are sending. Okay, that is nothing but the from and to address, the address of receiver, and the in subject we are our mail is present, right? That is nothing but the from to address in email. Okay, next message, the content of the mail, whatever the content, whatever the message we want to pass from one user to another user. That is nothing but the message. That's all. This is all about this total third unit of IoT Python programming. So if you like my channel, if you like the video, don't forget to like, share to your friends and subscribe. Thank you.